Big shot, give me some. Just put your feelings on. All in, yeah. Get it done anytime, anyone. Call it, yeah. Give me some, give me some. Oh, yeah. Number one, give me ones. Oh, yeah, yeah. Top five. Not five. Not four, not three, not two. Not four, not three, not two. Say what I mean, I do. Top five. Not five. Not four, not three, not two. Not four, not three, not two. Say what I mean, I do. Okay.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video on today. This is Raw Detroit. Make sure you hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell and hit the word all so that you'll receive every notification that comes from this channel. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to take a deep dive into one Mr. Shemar Stewart. I've been wanting to talk about Shemar for a minute. I hadn't had a chance to talk about this kid, but I kind of wanted to talk about him today. And looking at his production, and you're asking yourself as a Detroit Lion fan, we're looking to get somebody that's going to come in and impact the team, the culture, everything. Now, the thing about Shemar Stewart is he a combine warrior or is he an elite pass rusher? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Is he a combine warrior or is he an elite pass rusher? Now, when you look at his stats will say that he's not an elite pass rusher. Now, he's very disruptive on film. When you're watching film and you're saying, like, man, this dude is so disruptive. But he's one of those guys that he's disruptive. He gets a lot of pressures, but he can't seal the deal. And you got to ask yourself, out of all these edges in the draft, he's one of the most athletic ones. Between him and James Pierce, both of those guys are the two fastest. And these guys are freak athletes. And the math ain't mathing. If he is good as he should be, I think the production has to be able to match up with what he's putting out on the field. And when you're looking at his stats, it just does not match up with what they're saying about him. Now, I can say this. Sometimes guys in college don't have the best time in college. And they don't put up the most stats in college. It's a lot of guys that have done this before. They don't put up the best stats in college, and then they go to the NFL, and they straight be dogs. Could this be the case with Shemar Stewart? Is he going to be one of those dudes that's going to be a dog? Because I know that Brad Holmes, is evaluating all these edges. It's a lot of these guys, man. And it's a lot of these guys that are freak athletes, and they got the speed and everything. But is he a combine warrior? Is he an elite pass rusher? Because when you're looking at his stats, this is his career stats for 3 seasons now. 62 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 4 PDs, 2 fumble recovery, 1 forced fumble, and 4.5 sacks. And we've been talking about this all offseason, how we want somebody to be on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. Now, he has the size and everything that you want, the girth that you want at the position. He stands at between 6'5" and 6'6", 290 pounds. And he's one of the most physically opposing defensive edges that'll be coming into the draft. But not only that, he has speed too as well. So when you're watching this film, you see that the guy's being very disruptive, but he's not selling a deal. So in 3 years in your career, in your collegiate career playing in college, you only was able to amass 4.5 sacks. And we're supposed to take this guy with the number 28th pick overall. I just can't see it. Now, I could be wrong, guys. I could be totally wrong. And he could come into the NFL and straight kill it. I'm not going to say that I can't be wrong because I can. I don't want to be too cocky and think that I know everything because I don't know everything. Only time you're really going to know how good these players are is when they come in on Sundays and they perform out on the field. When they perform out on the field, then you know what type of player you got. But when I'm looking at, I want the type of edge that's going to be in Detroit that not only can get pressures on a quarterback, but also is able to seal the deal. We got so many guys, I just say, man, we got so many guys on our team. We call them the pressure guys Because all these guys do is get pressure. When it comes to Levi, he can get pressure. When it comes to Josh Pascal, pressure. When it comes to Markin Davenport, pressure. When it comes to a couple other guys on the team, we got a lot of guys that can get pressure. Now, Liam McNeil and Hutch have been consistent, and they're the only ones that can consistently get to the quarterback. Now, I'm not saying that Marcus Davenport can't get to the quarterback, because he can, as long as he can stay healthy. But at the end of the day, man, if you're going to take a draft pick and you're going to spend a draft pick on an edge, you want a guy that's going to produce. And if you're Brad Holmes, you have to bring in a guy that's going to produce. Being able to have 4.5 sacks, that's kind of scary, man. Because in no season in college did you even get near double-digit sacks. And I'm not saying that everybody has to get double-digit sacks, because that's not my point. But I'm just saying you didn't even get near it. You didn't even get 7. And most of these guys got 7 or to 8 or 9 sacks in one season. Whereas Shemar Stewart only has 4.5 sacks for his career. So the math ain't mathing. He's very disruptive. He can get pressures, but for some reason, he's not selling the deal. Do you want this type of defensive edge to be on the team? Is this the guy that you want Brad Holmes to draft? We got so many different edges that'll be coming into the league. Is this your guy that you want that's going to be on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson, and you feel like this guy, once he get into the NFL, he's going to be able to produce? We need a dog. And I'm not saying that Stewart is not a dog. We got to get better on the front line. Philadelphia already showed us if we can contain the quarterback just like they was able to do with the front 4, guess what? Everybody else can drop back in coverage, and then we can better deal with the Mahomes. We can better deal with the Josh Allen. We can better deal with the Joe Burrow or a Lamar Jackson in the playoffs or a C.J. Stroud in the playoffs. Because those are the quarterbacks you're going to have to go against. They got some of the AFC has some of the best quarterbacks in the league. And most of the quarterbacks in the league now are dual threat quarterbacks, or they're mobile quarterbacks that can move. So the question is on the table, is Shemar Stewart a combine warrior, or is he an elite pass rusher to you? And do you want to take him at 28 overall? Because if I had my choice, I got to go with the guy that's going to produce. Now, he's still a freak athlete, but inquiring minds want to know, how do you feel about Stewart being a part of the Lions?